You are up, Commissioner.
All right, Bannock County Commissioners are now in session. Actually, the first item on our agenda is an ambulance district decision, so we need to go into the ambulance district.
Mr. Chair, I move that we enter into the Board of Ambulance.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And what this is a request to write off balance of deceased patient accounts. And it ends up being 31 accounts in the amount of $11,021.39. Have any questions?
No.
I can't remember. Do we have some kind of firm that tries to recover this and then they've exhausted that? Is that how that works? Okay.
We have. So
That's all the questions I
That's
have.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the cancellation request as presented.
we have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That was quite a bit, 31.
Mr. Chair, I move that we exit the Board of Ambulance.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, that brings us to our indigent business.
Chantal Laulu with Indigent Services. The case that I have for you is case number 2024-0039. It's an application for cremation expenses through Wilkes Funeral Home in the amount of $1,200. The application was submitted by the mother of the deceased. She's a 61-year-old female who's applying for cremation expenses for her 40-year-old son. They're both Bannock County residents. They're not veterans. With the information that I did obtain, it does appear they meet criteria to be eligible for assistance, and the applicant has agreed to a $25 a month repayment plan upon approval of this application.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve request 2024-0039 as presented.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And I also do have a release of lien for an account that has been paid in full for signature as well.
Okay. Motion on that one.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the release of lien as requested.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. All right, Adam.
Good morning, Commissioners. Adam McKinney, Chief Technical Officer. This morning I am seeking a signature on a memorandum of understanding between the county and Idaho Power / Alert West. They've approached us about a year ago wanting to locate a wildfire detection camera on one of our towers, on a Chinese Peak Tower. In exchange for us providing tower space, they've offered us access to that wildfire detection system across the state. They're deploying this across the state. It won't cost the county any money, and it will give access to dispatch and the Office of Emergency Management access to those wildfire cameras going forward. We only would be providing the space on the tower and electricity to run that camera. Everything else is provided by Idaho Power Alert West. Any questions about that?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
So with Idaho Power, we're leasing ground up by the fairgrounds,
Okay.
and they're charging us rent.
Oh, I did not know that.
I just thought, well, you know, then they come around the other way and want to use our facilities and not charge us rent.
Oh, interesting. I was unaware that we had anything that we're leasing land from them.
Well, and it's there by their transformers and stuff, and we're using it for extra parking for the event center. But I mean, I'm not against doing this, but I think that it's a conversation that maybe with Scott and us, we need to have that conversation and say, well, wait a minute. If you're charging us rent down here, why do you want to use something for free?
Well, I think they're two vastly different properties and two different requests. So I mean, I'm all for this as well, but I disagree a little bit that it's not necessarily a tit for tat on what they're asking for and what we're doing.
Well, I just figured it's something we throw out there and say, hey, you know, we work both ways. We help each other.
I would agree with that.
That's the only reason I bring it up, and I figured I'd just talk with Scott and his contacts there, and we have a little conversation both ways. That I mean, I'm all for this camera. I'm putting it up there, and we have the resources there. But But I'll,
Where does this camera see?
It will look off the backside of
Backside.
Chinese Peak. Currently, we have a camera on the front side that looks at the city, but this will look back towards Pebble Creek, Buckskin area, all the way back over to those mountains going by lava.
You mentioned to me the other day that you saw the fire out in,
We did. We used the camera on the Chinese Peak that's existing now to record that Simplot fire, the entire thing.
okay, but we don't have any cameras on the Michaud side over there, do we?
We do not. The tower that's on the Kinport side, we don't own. The county owns the Bannock, the Chinese Peak Tower. We don't own the Kinport Tower. We could enter into an agreement to put a device on that. I mean, we do have a lease on that building. We just don't own that tower. So it's a little bit trickier. If we wanted to put a camera on Kinport, it could be done, but we would have to make sure that the leasing company's okay with it. And then the charge of it, in order to have somebody climb these towers, you have to have certified climbers, tower climbers, with liability and bonded insurance. We don't, the county doesn't have somebody for that. So Idaho Power's providing that for this install. If we wanted to put one on the Kinport Tower, we'd have to contract for that.
Okay, I was just curious, thank you.
Yeah, we'd like to do that, actually. We would eventually like to get towers on all of our, cameras on all of our towers. We've just put one in Sedgwick, that's our tower. We'd like to eventually expand them to every tower, but it's a work in progress, so.
Okay,
questions?
nope, good. Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve this MOU as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
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 Thank you very much.
All right. How, our team.
Tristan Borquin, Assistant Planning Director. We have before you today a contract and statement of work from OpenGov to have our data migrated from CityWorks back over to OpenGov so that we can just be done with CityWorks and not have any of our active permits in there any longer. We have approximately $21,000 in our line item from what we would have spent on CityWorks, and that's what we're hoping to use to fund the $18,700 for the data migration with OpenGov.
Questions?
No.
Christie, you got any concerns about this? Okay.
So this last year, when you were transitioning, you transitioned a lot of new records over into CityWorks, and you were not running a shadow file on OpenGov while we were still doing that transition to CityWorks, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you're just taking basically all the stuff new stuff that we generated this year and putting it back?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, no, I have no further questions.
Okay, motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve this request as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye. Aye.
And when I've talked to a couple people about you guys going back to OpenGov, there were cheers.
Yes. Yep. There's been a lot of appreciation. So, thank you.
Thanks.
Tony? Welcome.
Hello. Tony Manu, Bannock County Sheriff.
Alex Hamilton, Sheriff's Office Chief Deputy.
I think the first thing on the agenda is ratification land fee waiver for the jail landscaping project next week. I think they're gonna start. And the ask there is that they take all the refuge up to the landfill without acquiring a cost. It's all sod is what it is.
So
I've
Dylan.
talked to Dylan.
Yeah, go ahead.
And he really wants to, he says it's good soil even the grass and stuff is good product for him, he says. So, that's the ask as far as putting it on record that they don't get a fee for taking all that sod up to the landfill.
Yeah, just so it comes off of our property and goes onto our property.
Yep.
We don't
That's-
accumulate something from somewhere else.
Right. And it's all the grass. That's really all that's being removed is the grass and obviously some topsoil, but
Yeah, and Dylan, like you said, Dylan, he was all for it. He could utilize it to
yep.
cover up the garbage, so.
Yep, nope. Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the landfill waiver for the jail landscape project.
We have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
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 And then the second part is moving forward with the Zero Eyes weapons detection software. And I think there were some questions about this.
I don't know about. So I guess the question is, on this,
Okay.
is it, we've talked about redoing security and coming in and all that.
Correct.
Where is that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I know it was going to RFP, and then I haven't heard a thing after that.
Yeah, I think it kind of died. Braden, do you have any updates on this?
No, I think Shanda has sent an email out to a different vendor that thought we could get a similar system for less without the annual performance or the annual updates. But they haven't responded to the best of my knowledge, so she's just waiting to hear from them
On the
weapons detection.
security system at the doors, or?
At the doors, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the doors.
Yeah.
Wasn't that just recently that she
It was within the
talked to
last
these
month.
guys?
Yeah, it was
so
within the last month, I think.
but there's something happening.
I think Adam actually got some information from this, because I talked to him earlier this week too. And he says, so I've asked them, that group, to get with Captain Ames and kind of have a discussion and see kind of where we're at. Jeff brought this up in our staff meeting the other day, is while we got that all tore apart, I mean,
Right.
it's a great time to be talking about it and seeing where we're at, because the one that Adam had talked to, the system was the same type of system, but you wasn't required for the $50,000 maintenance every year. And so that's why,
Correct.
when I heard about that, we kind of
And I
wanted,
know there was some question on, do you have this and that system as well? Well, currently we have just the old system. This is a system that's implemented in the cameras, and it utilizes software that goes within the existing cameras, and it detects not only outside the building, but within the building. You just have to determine which cameras you want to implement it in. And Adam, it's been filtered through Adam. He's aware of this, and he likes the system. I guess until we get that new system and figure out where we're gonna go with the security system, I guess then we can decide whether we need both or not. But at this point, this supplements what we have as far as the dated system at the door, or very limited system that we have at the door. This is more proactive software, and then it sends alerts to people that are identified in the software who they want to send that alert, whether it's court marshals, 911 to the dispatch center. So it's more, like I said, it's proactive software. You get anything you want to add to that?
Oh, it's just kind of how the software works. It's in the cameras, like the sheriff's saying. But then it goes to like this company's dispatch center where they identify the weapon, and then they kind of dispatch the calls. So they're the ones that kind of monitor that. So it's not actually our people monitoring, they're monitoring. And it's kind of an innovative system developed by Navy SEALs, and they're using them a lot in the school systems right now to protect people from coming to schools with weapons.
And it's monitored 24/7 by them.
Is the ongoing maintenance 15,000?
I believe so.
coverage of cost.
Well, we had the capital money in there for the security system that we could use this year. The 15,000, we would probably have to use that next year if we continue to keep this going.
Shanda's reached out, and I just texted her to see who it was, to somebody who was working on the detection system before out of your office.
Yeah, me and Kathleen we were part of the procurement on that.
Did she reach out to you yesterday?
No, I haven't talked.
Okay.
She
She sent an
I thought that
email.
was kind of dead in the water a few months ago, so.
It's come back to life.
Okay.
Okay.
And so I personally would like to wait on this just at least a week or so till we touch base and see which direction we want to travel on that.
Well, I do know, they said if this can't be installed by the 31st, it probably won't happen in this budget year. And I know this is current money being spent on this.
By the 31st of September or?
August.
Comments, John?
We have the money for it?
There is money in
It's
this year's
been,
budget, yes.
it's been budgeted for current.
We
fiscal
budgeted
year.
75.5 in security system repairs and maintenance, and then we also have the capital. So this year we could use the security maintenance.
I'd be in favor of it.
So this is just a software add, 1-year contract?
Into the camera system, correct.
Okay. I'll be all right with that then.
Okay. Motion?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the Zero Ice contract as requested.
We have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Tony, when you submit this to the vendor,
Here's the, this is the ones that require the signatures.
I say, will you maybe just double check the cancellation? That way, in case we do something different next year, we can cancel and make sure we're
Correct,
paying
I
it
will.
next year.
I'll make sure it's not
I'm
like a
pretty sure,
4-year
I'm
commitment.
90% positive that's how it is.
Is Shanda here today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll go down and talk to her, figure out.
I mean, it
Oh,
has a
yeah.
non-appropriation clause, so that keeps it easy.
Okay.
You want this back? Going down that way, or?
I can take it down and have copies made if you guys want copies of that.
Yeah,
I
just
usually
make sure
talk to
Christie
anyways.
has that.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, Braden?
All right, Braden Clayson, Chief Staff. I have before you today just a find that we saw in the FY25 budget before we go to the public hearing today. We wanted to let you know, when doing the budget for our office, somehow missed Jeff's cell phone stipend. Auditing did find $480 in extra help that we had budgeted for that we can take it out of. So nothing needs to change with the budget. We just need to get it on the record today that we can move it. So moving it from, yeah, so we're moving it just the $24.80 or the $480, excuse me, into the cell phone stipend line for Jeff, Commissioner Huff. That was the only thing.
And that keeps a budget the same.
Mhm.
No change.
No additions, no changes, just
Okay, it'll come out of extra
put
help.
it in a different account. Okay?
I don't know if I want to approve that or not. That means I have to take phone calls.
Well, we can approve it here, or we can approve it in our budget meeting, or both.
If we approve it now, I just figured during the budget meeting, I'll just disclose
Just
that those changes occurred between when we set the publication and today's potential approval.
So let's go ahead, just do it with the motion now, and then the other one.
Mr.
will
Chairman, I move that we approve this as requested.
We have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. You're
Thanks.
taking phone calls.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it. You were pretty quick on that one.
Well, I figured you didn't want to approve your own cell phones.
All right, next we have Resolution 2024-49, vacating a portion of Sorrel Road. Resolution 2024-50, authorization to dispose surplus asset property. Resolution 2024-51, accepting construction bond for the Ellis Estate subdivision. Resolution 2024-52, authorization in order to reallocate funds. And Resolution 2024-53, approving tax cancellation request.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the resolutions as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Missed one. 49. The vacation on Paris Railroad.
Is it stuck to the back of one of those others? Hopefully Tony didn't take it with him.
I don't see it here.
I double checked the stack, I didn't see it there.
Did you give Sheriff Manu the papers out of there, or did you give him
Nope,
that kid?
all I give him was what he had.
They're in the packet, so I can run down and print them for you.
Okay.
I think they may have just gotten stuck on something else.
Hold up a second here. Was this on the agenda?
51.
Yes,
Yeah,
the construction one.
Are you seeing it? Because I'm not seeing it.
it's, I can see 49, 50, 51, 52. Yeah.
Okay.
What's that? It's on the table.
Oh, thank you.
Do you want me to go print?
Yeah,
49
we don't
for you?
have 49 here. Next on the agenda is letters and notices. Public hearing notice for posting of new fees and increases.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the public hearing notice for fees.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
So, vehicle titles?
It's just require one signature, so. And those are the vehicles that are going to go to auction. So you'll just sign, I believe, right
A and B?
below where you at.
Guess we need a motion on this.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the titles for auction and authorize chair's signature.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, then under the consent agenda, we have salary rate approval forms, and we also have minutes for July 23rd, 25th, 29th, 30th, August 1st, 6th, 8th, 13th, 15th, 20th.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the salary approval forms and consent agenda as presented, or the minutes as presented, excuse me.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And with that being said,